The server level has finally reached level 150, which means that every player out there can reach this specific level at 100% XP with no penalty whatsoever. What does that mean? That players will be able to get into Hell 4 much quicker. What this also means is that players have been quitting at a much faster rate because of that, because of the boredom that the game introduces to players who just burn out from playing a little bit too long, or from just players who think that the game has no value at the moment, right? There's players out there, and myself included, I'm just wondering, where is Diablo Immortal headed? Is this just going to be something that we play and do the same things over and over and just wait for those patches that are going to be every 4 weeks, which will introduce something new to the game, being events such as the one we had just now, the Hungering Moon, or, you know, a little bit of newer items to introduce to our build and stuff like that, and then nothing else? Well, I wouldn't want to play that game for a long time if that was the case, because the dailies can become exhausting. The battlegrounds are pretty much the same if you're not grouping together with other people. There's no excitement in just the all randomness of that. And I've noticed in our own clan that players have started quitting. So if you have a look right now, our clan has dropped to 90 members, and it's pretty much because of that. Players just don't feel excited about the game anymore. They see the only reason of the game is to just log in and try to grind and get the better gear, but there's no other things added to this game, which is trying to be like an MMO plus Diablo experience. Diablo is always there for farming a lot, right? But they've introduced limits in it, so it's not an absolutely equal experience as a Diablo game to other Diablo games that we had in the past. It's different, and it being different, it should have had more things added into it with a more clear thing for players to do. Right now, I've even seen players say, what's the point of me playing the game right now? I can just come back in 2 months time and still be able to grind back to whatever point you are that are playing every single day and reach your exact spot with the same gear that you have, and there wouldn't be any difference between me and you. And I kind of agree with that, and it's kind of sad if you think about it, because there's no clear view of the veteran players compared to the players who just start today and they're able to reach the veterans by that time. Of course, that can be considered as good, but it's also bad. I don't want to see this game die in a year from now, but it will die if nothing happens, and pretty much everybody who wants to be hardcore will just jump over to Diablo 4 and hope that that's the game that brings in what we are all hoping for. So is this game really like a revolving door where they want to get people in, like get them in, get them to start spending some money, and then they don't care, just get them out the door, we don't care about them anymore? Is it how they went with it? Some mobile games do this, by the way. It's not something that just Diablo Immortal might be doing, but some games do this. They want to get a player in, they advertise heavily, like Raid Shadow Legends did for some time. They advertised heavily, and then they had no content whatsoever, and the players would just leave. They get bored, they leave, and they would just get that amount of money from a player, be like a cash grab as they would call it, and then the player would be out spending more than what the company had spent as a cost to get that player in. So who knows? I don't know. I hope that the patch that's coming in this Wednesday is something big, and I hope that it changes some things and introduces more things to the game, or at least give us like a roadmap or something. That would have been nice, like a roadmap of where the game is going, because right now, 3 months in, we're at level 150. The maximum level is 600, right? So we'll eventually reach that, because there's no end, or they haven't introduced anything for after we reach level 600, and that's gonna be a year from now. All right, so a year from the game has launched, everybody will be at the maximum Paragon level. Who knows? I just want to wait and see, but I wanted to make this video because I've noticed many players quitting from my clan, and I've noticed some posts over on Reddit as well. Just wanted to give this video out, get this video out, and see your guys' reactions and thoughts about the game, and where do you think it's going. Right now, for me, I'm taking it slow because I've grinded a lot to get to 150. I kind of burned myself out with that. I want to try a few other classes just to see on how those work with the sets. The sets are cool and all, but they're not really game changing. They don't really change everything about the game. They're just adding more damage or some more potential for your character. If we honestly didn't even have the class change, the game would have half the players that it currently has. But who knows? We'll see. We'll see in the future, and hopefully this Wednesday or Thursday we're gonna see more info about a potential patch that is coming to the game, either for storyline, either more events, either more items introduced, something at least. All right, this was the video, guys. Thanks. I'll see you in the next one.